Hey Aquarius, this is Michael with your February 2023 reading. I do hope that this finds you well, and I also want to wish any of you who have a birthday coming up this month a blessed solar return. I do hope that this is a special one for you. I am really looking forward to this month. February is actually a pretty straightforward, undisruptive month astrologically speaking. We have all of the planets direct until the end of April. We also have Saturn moving out of your sign next month, so it feels like there are a lot of themes that you are going to be wrapping up in the month of February that help you move forward and move into the next chapter of your life. If you're excited for today's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Michael, and I incorporate tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. If you're looking to dive even deeper, you can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions with me in the description box down below, as well as links for the blog posts and my other social media accounts. So as I was saying, Aquarius, we have Saturn moving out of your sign next month, and that's kind of the first thing I thought of when I was connecting with your energy, and I had this sort of image, or this more like a sense of being a young kid and going on these long road trips with my family and like finally getting to the destination. And like, you're tired, there's this feeling of like having gone through a long journey, and yet the journey is only beginning. So I feel like a lot of you are really in this sort of threshold of ending and beginning. There's a lot of things that are shifting for you, and I think you're going to start feeling that in the month of February. We do have a full moon in your opposite sign at the very beginning of this month on the 5th, which could actually bring some changes in your relationships or the way that you approach partnership overall. I really do feel like there's just this kind of like dawning energy for you. And, you know, this month really is focused a lot on you. And so some of you could be letting go of relationships to really step into a more embodied version of yourself. So if there are relationships that are ending, it is ultimately for your highest good. It is something that is helping you step into alignment with yourself. We do have the High Priestess here. Very, very interesting. You've been in a very intuitive and receptive energy, and this is especially true for January, when we were in Capricorn season, your 12th house, your subconscious, your dream world. It's been very intuitive for you. It's not necessarily always been clear. You've kind of just had to trust in the process. That's very much what the High Priestess teaches us. And I see this kind of priestess standing between two worlds, and that is very much how I feel about you, Aquarius. And I also think of the word threshold with High Priestess, and that is a word that really comes in quite strongly for you this month. What else do we have for Aquarius? The messages are kind of coming a bit slowly here. I have been kind of playing around with the format on this channel for a while. I've been pulling the cards in advance, but I realize that sometimes people want to have more of a real, authentic reading, and they like to have cards kind of pulled as we go through the reading. So I am actually curious to hear in the comment section down below what you prefer. I will actually probably post a a poll on my YouTube channel, so that will probably be floating around as well. Just curious to kind of get your feedback on that. Here we go. So we had the Five of Pentacles and the Fool. Really, really interesting energies here, actually. The Fool traditionally does represent Uranus, which is one of your co-ruling planets. Uranus is now moving direct in the sign of Taurus. This is really bringing new beginnings for home, for family, maybe some shakeups in those areas of your life. It feels like, though, with the Five of Pentacles, it is kind of a card of struggle, just being honest. And yet, when I look at these two cards together, I really do think of the expression, I have nothing left to lose. And that's kind of what I'm hearing now, looking at these cards. It's like you have nothing else to lose. And I want to say you have everything to gain, but I don't feel like you feel that way right now. I feel like you're kind of on the last leg of something, Aquarius, and while I think you are headed in the direction of everything to gain, I don't get the sense you actually feel that way just yet. Maybe you do intuitively, but you don't want to count your chickens before the eggs hatch type of thing. We do have the World. Wow. This is literally the card that is most central to this spread. And it is all about endings and beginnings. This is literally what we have been talking about, Aquarius. This is really a month of like ending cycles and beginning new cycles. And that makes perfect sense being in your season. There is a lot of focus on you. You could be stepping into a new version of yourself. And that is also causing changes or making you inspired to make changes in your life overall. What else do we have for Aquarius here? Show us clearly, please. King of Wands. Interesting. You know, this card is actually showing up as a change or challenge. And this could represent another person, especially a fire sign individual, someone who may have a large ego or someone who's just very full of themselves. But I feel like this could also be you stepping into the King of Wands energy or needing to step into your power and your authority more. And the King of Wands is someone who fights the good fight. And regardless of how this energy is manifesting in your life, it's almost like the message is the same. You need to step into your own power. You need to stand up for what it is that you believe in. And maybe even lead the way for other people. Because if you're feeling a certain way about things, Aquarius, there are most certainly other people who feel the same way as well. And so you could say something that could be really hard or very challenging, but it's actually helping other people find their voice and find the words and speak up. I really don't see this energy as a challenge, to be honest. I'm really feeling like this is your energy, actually, which is kind of interesting. You are leading the way. You are leading the way to something. The Nine of Wands. Yeah, this is kind of this energy I was talking about at the very beginning, where it's like there's this sort of burnout. There's this sort of feeling of depletion. And yet, the dawn has almost arrived. There is a new day. And so, I really do get this energy of needing to keep moving forward. Even if it feels like you're on your last leg. Even if it requires you to draw upon courage and strength and resources that frighten you or feel uncomfortable, you are stepping into a new world. And not only are you stepping into a new role, you are very much fulfilling a leadership role. And it's like looking at this Nine of Wands, looking at these candles. You've made it through the darkness of night. And it did deplete you. This journey, this cycle has been rough. And especially for my Aquarians, we have had Saturn, the sign of, or the planet of restrictions and lessons and discipline in your sign since the beginning of 2020, right at the start of the pandemic in March, almost 3 years ago exactly. And now, next month, we have Saturn moving out of your sign into Pisces. We also have Pluto entering into your sign, which is a whole new journey that will actually unfold over 20 years. Pluto brings about transformations, rebirth, and can bring a lot of power, but it can also be a sense of surrender. And it's like that feeling I got at the beginning. In some ways, the journey has ended, but in many ways, the journey is just beginning. And there is just this hopeful energy here. I'm curious as to what messages come through for love and relationships for you. And then I'll also pull for finances as well, because I do suspect there could be some financial gain this month. What are the messages for relationships? I'm especially curious with the full moon in Leo, potentially bringing in some challenges or changes or culminations in your partnerships. And we do have the Six of Swords. So some of you really could be leaving relationships, and this does not have to be romantic. This could also just represent leaving a challenging period behind you, moving into calmer waters, moving into new horizons. I do kind of feel like there is this reflective energy here, especially with the Queen of Cups. I do feel like the energy is very focused on you. And maybe you're even taking a time out from other people this month. I do wonder if some of you, actually looking at the Queen of Cups, I get the sense some of you may be speaking to a mentor or a reader, someone who is helping you find your way forward. But overall, as relationships go, I feel like you are moving past some difficult cycles. So for some of you, this could represent ending a relationship, especially with a water sign, particularly Cancer, could also be Pisces or Scorpio. But it feels very calm. You know, this is a very smooth transition, if I've ever seen one. And that's actually kind of interesting because the full moon in Leo can be very dramatic. And yet, Aquarius, I feel like there's just this energy of you being like, you know, this relationship isn't really for me. And it feels very calm and even hopeful. You are moving into a direction. And perhaps moving very quickly with the Eight of Wands. I wonder if some of you could be connecting with someone abroad. Maybe you're moving somewhere and you're meeting someone. There could be something with travel here as well, because both the Eight of Wands and Six of Swords are cards that can indicate physical travel. Specifically travel over bodies of water. Anything else for love and relationships? Queen of Swords. So interesting that we have two queens here. The Queen of Swords is still very intuitive, but very sharp, very pointed. Saying what needs to be said, drawing boundaries, and it's kind of just, this is what it is. This is how I feel. And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like there's a very clean end to a cycle, end to a struggle. Maybe you are moving forward into something calmer with someone else, but if you do find yourself ending a relationship, it feels honestly pretty calm. What else do we have for Aquarius? I kind of want to pull for finances. Nope, there's one more card for relationships. Okay. Wow. Okay, so Queen of Swords with the Seven of Cups. This actually came out in the Sagittarius reading as well. So if you have Sagittarius placements, this might be kind of an echo or a dual message here. You might want to check out that video. But Queen of Swords with the Seven of Cups, this really is just cutting through the bullshit and like seeing things very clearly. And it's like, Seven of Cups can be very up in the air. It's kind of like, humming and hawing, like, maybe things are this way, maybe I'm just imagining things, maybe I'm the problem, maybe it's not about the relationship, maybe it's something I'm experiencing. It feels like with the Queen of Swords, there's a lot of clarity that is coming. And it might be a little cutting, but again, this energy feels pretty smooth, so I don't really get that sense. It's more like things are coming into focus and you are seeing things in a different way. And honestly, it's like, I feel like you're just over certain patterns or certain trauma and you're figuring out ways to move forward. Okay, now we can move on to finances. What is going on financially for Aquarius? Then we will check in to Spirit and see if there are any messages for you there. And then we'll close off with an animal card. Any messages for Aquarius for finances? Any messages for Aquarius for finances? Interesting. Whoa. Okay, so we have the Devil and the Seven of Wands. Kind of an intense energy here. It almost feels like you have to defend your resources. Now, I was pulling for finances, so this could be literally you needing to stand up in some sort of situation so you get your share or you get what is fair for you in terms of some sort of outcome or gain. But honestly, this could also be emotional because our well-being is a resource as well. And I just feel like with the Devil and the Seven of Wands, it's like needing to protect your assets or needing to protect your energy or your resources. Could be a Capricorn energy here. Could even be a Sagittarius energy, actually, with the Seven of Wands here, too. I feel like there's someone who could be trying to take advantage of you or try to get you into a situation that isn't working for you. And maybe you've been stuck in this mode. Maybe part of this struggle or this journey that you have been on has been that of survival. And like, you've almost been stuck. You've almost felt bound to situations where it's like you can only defend yourself and be reactive. But we do have the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. And again, this also came out in finances for Sagittarius. That's really interesting. So if you have Sag placements, there might also be messages, again, in that video for you. But with this Ace of Pentacles, there is a new beginning. There's definitely more struggle here. And I feel like some of you are needing to stand up or even just remove yourself from a situation that is very controlling, that isn't fair, it's one-sided. There could be someone who is hoarding resources, especially if there's something like will stuff going on. And I mean, it's interesting because we do have Venus in Pisces. We do have planets moving through Pisces. We are entering Pisces season, which is very focused on finances for you this month. And so I feel like a lot of what I'm getting here is actually about you earning financial freedom and gaining financial freedom. And that could be from a controlling person. Maybe there is someone who is controlling you financially. Maybe that's part of why you need to leave a relationship or why you feel you need to leave a relationship, but there may be some sort of component of control. But honestly, Aquarius, you are figuring your way out of those situations. And if this isn't a romantic situation, it certainly does not have to be. It really could also just be like leaving a work environment that feels entrapping to you. Or just getting your fair share. You are getting a taste of freedom and newfound stability. But honestly, it feels like you kind of have to fight for it. So you'll have to let me know in the comments down below what that's about. But I do feel like there is a new beginning. Three of Wands. And this is, again, this could be new opportunities coming your way. new perspectives, new insights. Perhaps, again, something involving travel. There could be some sort of negotiation you've been in, but I do feel like it will turn out favorable for you in the long run. But you might have to stand up for yourself. Any messages from Spirit? Any messages from Spirit for Aquarius? Show us clearly, please. 6 of Wands, the return from battle, victory. We love to see this card. You are ending up on top. Regardless of the journey to get there, Aquarius, I do feel like you are successful with something. You have built something. You have worked very hard with the 8 of Pentacles. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep working towards the things that light you up. I do feel like part of this new beginning with the new moon in Pisces on the 20th is bringing new opportunities for you. And really just helping you build something that you're very passionate about. Anything else for Aries? Or Aquarius. Anything else for Aquarius? Why did I say Aries? Anything else for Aquarius? Please show us clearly. 2 of Cups. I do feel like there is a relationship or a deepening of a connection, a deepening of a commitment, or recommitting to something. But to be honest, that feels a little down the road. I don't actually feel like this is happening in February, or if it does, it's more towards the end of February. It's like when you build something for yourself, when you build a life for yourself that feels resonant, that is going to bring harmony in your relationships. It is going to help you align with the people who are right for you. I am getting the sense for some of you, this is kind of just like another message from Spirit. The people you've been surrounding yourself with have been limiting to you in some way, and maybe that's how this devil energy is actually playing out. Maybe this isn't someone who necessarily has power or authority over you. It could just be people who are more focused on comfort or on stability, kind of maintaining the status quo in their life. I feel like you are going into a direction that's more about your freedom, your purpose. And maybe the thing you're defending is your hopes and your dreams in the face of other people's doubt and their questioning of this. And I feel like Spirit wants you to connect to people who inspire you and to seek out those connections. And this could even just be watching motivational speakers online who strike a chord with you. This doesn't necessarily have to be you leaving all your relationships behind and just kind of going off with reckless abandon. But I do feel like it's important for you to connect with people who are like-minded, or maybe even just recognizing that the people you care about might not understand the direction you are going in or the journey that you are on. And so it's kind of up to you to seek out people who will support that, or to find people who inspire you in that way. And maybe that's why there's something with travel that could be coming up here as well. Anything else? I'm going to pull an animal card for you. We have the owl, trusting in your intuition, seeking out opportunities, seeking out abundance in places that other people may not see them. Very interesting. And it's funny that I pulled the owl because it's funny that I pulled the owl. We also have that crocodile, something rising out from beneath the surface, maybe a little unexpected. But with this owl, I really do think of lunar energies and lunar forces, and I really wanted to pull a moon card. So I'm going to do that for you. And I'm going to be using the Moonology Oracle deck for this. What is the message? Surrender to the divine. Full moon. So this full moon in Aquarius, or I'm sorry, the full moon in Leo, the opposite sign of you, is really going to be quite profound. And I feel like you are surrendering to the divine. There is this attitude of nothing left to lose. I have nothing to lose. And whenever I see the full moon card, it does feel like a yes. There's just this affirmation. Go for it. Trust. Whatever it is that is weighing on your heart, the answer is yes. And we do have a full moon in Aries. And with this card, it says a fiery climax approaches. So there could be, it's interesting to see that because it's like, I feel like there is a smooth transition. There could be some sort of confrontation or conflict, but honestly, Aquarius, it's like, I don't feel like you're rocked by this. I really don't. You feel very calm and collected to me. If anything, it's other people who are coming at you. With this Seven of Wands, okay? Seven of Wands with the Devil. And it's like you're learning to trust in yourself with this Aries energy. And we do have Jupiter in the sign of Aries until the end of May, I believe. May, June, somewhere around there. And this is expanding your mind. There's a lot of communication that's very important, and it's important that you just speak your truth very directly, because Aries is a very direct energy. And we also have Venus entering into Aries this month as well, the same day as the new moon in Pisces. So it does feel like you're going to need to stand up for yourself to find true stability. And you're going to need to step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. Again, messages I was pulling already. I think that's everything for this month, Aquarius. I hope that this was helpful. Definitely hit like and subscribe if this resonated or gave you some things to think about. Comment down below. Would love to hear from you. You can also find all of my links in the description box down below, and you can watch the other videos, maybe for your moon or rising sign. There could be messages for you there as well, especially if you're a Sagittarius or have Sagittarius placements. That came in quite a bit too. And I will see you next time. Take care, Aquarius, and have a happy February.